Alright, here we are. Morning number 2 of rifle season. 42 degrees, 5:50 a.m. We didn't shoot a follow-up of yesterday's opening morning. We both have some activity. Alright, Wakuwees. Tell me about your adventures yesterday morning in that ground blind first time.
Well, within the first 5 minutes, I'd fallen out of the chair over to the right-hand side. I had to scramble around in there and get set back up.
This is the first I've heard that.
It's the first I've mentioned it. But
Oh man, that's where the pistol fell out of your boot?
it must have been. So I got situated there, and that was comical, somewhat.
You didn't spill your pee bottle, did you?
I hadn't done any peeing yet.
Oh.
I got across the creek okay, which I thought was going to be a bigger challenge than it was, but you got to be careful. You end up in the creek out there with a gun barrel stuck in your hoo-hoo.
And a pistol in your boot.
Yeah, and the pistol be floating down the road, and that ain't good. But anyway, the ground blind was my first experience ever being in one. Back in West Virginia, we didn't hunt with such things back in the days when I hunted. I'm sure they do now.
What'd you hunt?
Deer.
I mean, what'd you hunt in? If you're hunting deer.
Oh no, we just sit down beside a tree.
You never climbed a tree?
Never climbed a tree. Never had any brush around us. We just sit down, keep our back to something hard,
And it is like espresso.
and
Did you ever shoot one up there?
no, never saw a buck in the woods the whole time I hunted up there. Plenty of does, but
Did you fall asleep yesterday morning?
I did not. I might take a nap this morning, but no, it was a good experience being in there.
Did you see anything?
So yeah, it's funny how deer enter your field of view. Because you're sitting there and you really want them to come into view and you're hoping for a shot, and then all of a sudden they're just there. They just drifted in like mist. You never heard them, and you see that little dark color at the edge of the forest.
And you've been watching those videos I filmed right there through ground blind all week. So
Yeah,
had you pumped up.
yeah. So I saw 3 on the hill in the morning, and they were silhouetted against the daybreak. Couldn't get a shot at those because they were up on your end, and I couldn't tell what they were. So I let it go, and then a little bit later, about 50 yards away, a doe was a little bit, I guess she was substantial, and a little doe came out and played around. And one of them chockachaw birds down there tried to get in the ground blind with me and was beating all over the top of it and making some noise, so that was special.
Now you saw 5 all told?
Yeah. This morning I will adjust that chair up towards the front of the blind right and choke up on the rifle a little bit because I'm still having some trouble with the eye relief, it not being
Well, you get to move your head either closer or further away from the scope.
closer.
But
But
make sure you get it good and solid on your shoulder.
yeah,
But when you fire, if it's not on your shoulder good, that scope can come back and cut you in the eye.
but other than that, it was about a perfect day. A little bit windy, but the sun came up and it was shining through the back of the blind on my back, and it was like somebody turned the furnace on. It was nice. It was quite nice.
Well, those 3 that came up the hill that you saw, did you think you was going to hear a gunshot up there?
I did.
I saw them, and I was going to take that mama doe out, but I said, well, I didn't Urso shoot. But I decided to pick up my camera, and I started filming them. I filmed them maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And then when the sun came up, it was actually in my eyes. But then later on, I saw 2 more come up, and I filmed those. And then a buck came across from the right to the left, went through that Lespedeza. He wasn't, it was a small buck, but he good sized body, but he wasn't running, but he wasn't sticking around. He had that determined walk to him. And about 9:45, this little buck, this little deer, a little doe evidently, but came running up the hill. Something spooked it.
That was me.
That was a deer, it wasn't you.
No, I pulled my collar up on my jacket and I saw her ears go up, and then the next thing I seen her was she was making tracks your way.
Looking up the hill.
Yeah.
Well, I knew something that spooked
Either
her.
that or she winded me because the wind was blowing right up the hill at
Yeah.
that moment.
It got cold when the sun came up. I had to put my jacket on. But I knew something. I thought maybe Coyote was behind her or something.
I didn't see any coyotes. See plenty of squirrels and rabbits down there though.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have gone hungry.
I was thinking about rabbit boxes this morning. You know, we thought about building some last year.
Yeah.
We can get some this year. Well, we're going to try it again. I'm going to hold out for a big buck. It's early in the season. It's only day 2 of the rifle season. So,
How many days is it in rifle season?
it ends January 1st. January 1st.
We got plenty of time.
last
That's-
time.
I want a buck because I never shot one. I wasn't willing to take those does and spook everything around, so I just
Yeah.
hold off on that doe shoot until.
Later on in the season, we can thin out the doe herd. I started to come down here yesterday afternoon, but I didn't. But we're going to try it again. Same place, same time. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll do some good this time, but if not, it's just a pleasure being here. Well, we're signing off. Adios, amigos.